Let's go over some of the spring games that are happening today. In this part, I'm going over Georgia, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, and Utah. So firstly, we do have Georgia. And the first question I have is, are these transfer portal additions actually game changers? You got people like ETN and Humphreys, and will they just be a death piece or an actual game changer? And then nextly, can Carson Beck be a game changer? This last year, I think he was just a high-level game manager. He really didn't have to win them many games. I want to see if he can take that next step up and be that game changer. Nextly, we'll see how the backfield looks without ETN. He got into some legal issues, and Georgia says they're handling in-house. So honestly, I'll be pretty upset if I see him on the field today. Just in general, we need to see how that backfield looks. And finally, after losing some key pieces on that O-line, I want to see how that O-line looks. They honestly could be better, but we just got to see how those guys developed. Actually, let's talk about Georgia Tech. My first question is, can Hayes King take another step in the passing game? We saw he could be an elite runner at times, but if this team really wants to take the next step in the ACC, they got to have the passing game. Along with that, we got to see if this wide receiver core is going to get stronger. They kept mostly all their guys, so it's just depending on how they developed. Actually, they just kept a lot of their guys in general, so I want to see how that pans out in the ACC, as I think they could take the next level up. Then on the defensive side, they got some transfers, so I just want to see how those guys play in the spring game to see if they'll work their way to day one starters or just be death pieces. Down below are my position groups to watch. I mostly already explained it. So next we got Tennessee, and the first and biggest question of them all is Nico going to be Nico? As in, can he be the game changer that people think he is? Because I think that's what rides on their season. Nextly, to help Nico out, will this wide receiver core take another step up? They do still have White, who I think is going to be a beast, but they also got Chris Bazil, wide receiver from Tulane, in the transfer portal. I want to see if he can make a day one impact. Actually, just a general question, how will they stack up in this new SEC? It's going to be super tough, and there's going to be teams that swim and teams that sink. Then finally, the running back, will Sampson be able to carry a full workload? With Jalen Wright on the way out, gotta see if Sampson can take a full workload or someone else will step up. And the last team on this video, Utah. So the big question around Utah is Cam Rising's status. I personally really haven't seen reports, but I honestly know we'll know after today. And then nextly, their wide receiver core needs to get stronger. Last year was a little lackluster. Then with my third question, again, can they find a true RB1? Last year they bounced around many guys, even bringing a guy from defense over to play running back, so they got to find that true number one guy. And then after losing 2 cornerback from graduation, how will their secondary look? Again, like you guys can read, these are my key group positions to watch for.